Ladies and gentlemen, SideStrafe back, and today I'm bringing you another episode of the Strafing Run, this time featuring Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And the reason for that is I wanted to talk about why this is probably going to go down as my 2018 Game of the Year. Well over 120 hours into it. I think I did burn myself out a little bit at about 100 hours, which, all things considered, is not that bad. To get 100 hours out of any video game is absolutely insane, especially for the price of admission. But with that, it's been just so much fun for me. I burnt myself out mostly exploring and doing side quests. I came back to the game recently and then finished up one of the main story arcs, and then there's still a few more to go, on top of the fact that they've been providing a lot of free DLC, and then they're just now starting to deliver season pass content. And again, just have been enjoying every minute of it. Now, there had been some complaints, mostly having to do with some of the quest dialogue, quite vague. Sometimes it makes a difference, sometimes it doesn't. It usually does when it concerns main story elements, but for the most part, a lot of the minor stuff, the side quests, don't really have a lot of impact based on your choices, it would seem. It's unfortunate, but I would say that a lot of MMOs and single-player RPGs have the same problem, so not really a game breaker for me. But there's just been so much to do. The amount of Greece that you can explore, the amount of ways that you can approach a situation. You can go stealth, you can go full-on warrior, you can go hunter and hit everything with your bow and arrows. There's so many ways that you can spec out your character with the skills and the mastery abilities once you hit 50. But really, just for me, the exploration has been top-notch. Interacting with some of the characters. There have been some memorable ones and some not-so-memorable ones, but overall, just a great game. If you're into role-playing games, or games that feel like RPGs, action RPGs, this is one to check out. It's been out for some time, you're aware of it, but if you've been thinking about it, you're still on the fence. It does go on sale quite often nowadays. I think I've seen it for as low as about 30 in recent times. And yeah, I have to highly recommend it. Totally worthy of my 2018 Game of the Year. And I'm still playing it. I'm not done. Like I said, I did one of the main story arcs. There's a few more to go. I'm still having fun with it. I probably won't completely finish it by the time things like Anthem or the Division 2 come out. But for me, this is the kind of game that you just always have installed, you always return to. Like I said, they're still implementing season pass content as well as free DLC. And so, put it on your wish list, if anything, and keep an eye on it. As far as some of the criticism the game had received at launch, a lot of people had issues with the fact that there was a cash shop, but like I said, I never spent a dime on anything in it. For the most part, it's cosmetic items as well as some time savers. You can get a boost to the amount of currency and crafting materials that you receive. But funny enough, they actually listened to a lot of feedback and boosted some of those things anyway. I think they did a pass on the game where you end up with a lot more crafting materials and money anyway. So I came back to my game and I just had a ton of materials. So I think they might have reimbursed me in some way or provided me with some additional funds or crafting materials based on things that I had deconstructed or had sold in the past. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just assuming because I feel like when I came back to the game, I had a lot of stuff I didn't have before. Also, they added an amazing transmog system, so you can change the look of your armor at any time. So if you get something you don't like the look of, but you like the stats, it just saves it in a list. It's almost like 2 button presses, and you can just change the looks of your armor. You don't even have to spend money to do it. It's just instant. Probably one of the best transmogrification systems I've ever seen in a video game, period. And I hope that more games take up the similar system. They made a lot of changes to the level scaling. You can leave it the same. You can modify it on your own. There's just a lot of feedback that they actually listen to, and I'm quite impressed with this game. So, yeah, check it out. But with that, in regards to YouTube channel news, what's going on here and on Twitch, I have a join button now. It's on the main channel page, and it's probably going to be below this video. And it is very similar to Twitch channel subscriptions. So on Twitch, you pay $4.99 a month, and you get access to a Twitch badge, special channel badge, and as well as emotes. And ad-free viewing on the Twitch channel. Now, as far as the YouTube, they call it YouTube memberships. It's a new thing that they're rolling out. A lot of bigger channels are starting to take advantage of it. And it's similar. It still costs $4.99 a month, but you also get access to perks on top of badges and emotes that are very similar to what you'll get on Twitch. In fact, my Twitch emotes and badges are exactly the same. I may modify them over time. The more members we get, the more badges, or excuse me, the more emotes I'm allowed to make and provide to you. And you can use them in YouTube streams and things like that. But you'll also get access to the community members only section of the channel, which will have exclusive posts, polls, pictures, and links to maybe early access videos. So I'm looking at, as a way of thanking members, providing early access to strafing runs, for example. So maybe releasing a strafing run to members a few days early, and then on a normal day for everyone else. And this is nothing new, really. It's in a way been like that, because a lot of times when I make a YouTube video, it goes into an unlisted status for a few days. Kind of like a scheduling queue, right? Like it's there, and I kind of line it up behind other videos. So what this would do is kind of just provide it to people that are supporting the channel through the membership program. Again, mostly as a way of thanking people, because without supporters, whether they're Twitch subscribers, donations through PayPal, bits on Twitch, Patreon supporters, you guys watching the YouTube channel, not using ad blockers, watching ads or whatever like that. That support is what keeps me streaming. It keeps me making videos on YouTube. Without it, this doesn't happen. It's as simple as that. So the membership thing, I'm glad that they did this. It's actually about time. It's a really, really fantastic way to support us finally on YouTube. Because for the longest time, this was been like the worst place to earn revenue as a creator. Twitch had a really good idea with subscriptions, and I'm glad that YouTube's kind of copying them, but they're adding in the perk system, and the perks are up to me. Like I can add and subtract from the perks. So right now the idea is early access to strafing run videos. Some people are doing community discords or exclusive live streams. So, there might be some ideas there that I can play with. If you have any suggestions and you're interested in supporting the channel, but maybe are looking for some sort of, perks yourself, if you feel like you have any thoughts on that, go ahead and lay them down in the comment section below and I'll take a look at them. But again, if you're a member and you're looking for the exclusive side of things, again, check out the community section. There's a community tab on the main YouTube channel. You'll click there, and it's kind of just like a blog, if you will, of posts that I'll start making. And, there may be links to vids, pictures, polls, and just random thoughts on the industry or whatever. We'll try to do some public ones as well as some member exclusive things. I have to get used to the system because it's new to me. YouTube keeps changing everything, and so you have to get used to it almost every month. You have to get used to those changes, I should say. But to summarize, right now we're looking at potentially doing early access to strafing runs and not anything else. First contacts will come out as soon as possible for everyone at the same time, because first impressions videos have to go out as quickly as possible. I usually just wait till they're processed and hit 1440p resolution, then I release them. The reason it can take so long is that YouTube's just slow to encode that resolution. And some people will release a video, you know, at 480p, right? And then it slowly gets to 1080 and 1440 or 4K if they offer that. But with me, I usually don't make a video public until it's native resolution, which in my case has been 1440. So other than that, I haven't really been doing like Let's Plays, mostly because the viewership on them is a tad rough for the amount of hours that go into editing them. I always bring up Horizon Zero Dawn. It was fun to do. I'm very proud of the editing job I did on it, but each episode was anywhere from 3 to 4 or 5 hours at one point of editing, and there just wasn't enough viewership on them to have it be worth continuing. And that was a game I think I had a little over 60 hours in as an open world game. Here's a game that's well over 120 hours of gameplay. I can't even imagine how long it would have taken me to edit something like this. It would have been fun. It would have been a great presentation of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but it definitely would not pay off in the long run. Sadly, like, I always hate having to bring that kind of stuff up, right? Like, I always try to not be the guy that's all about the money, but, you know, when you're talking about survival, if you're doing something for a living, you know, it has to be financially viable. But you never know. If this membership program takes off and there's interest, I could potentially look at changing a few things up with the YouTube channel. But as it is right now, I'd like to focus on strafing runs, first contacts, and then, of course, whatever other live streams I plan, whether they be on Twitch or YouTube. You know, that's kind of still up in the air. But beyond that, there's a few other things that I've got cooking behind the scenes. In regards to the entertainment industry, there's a lot more that I'd like to do that I just enjoy doing. Some of you know that I very much love doing voiceover. Done some for a few video games, some answering services. I did some voiceover for Bismarck, aka Military Aviation History. Maybe we'll have some more projects with him in the future as well. But just entertainment in general for me is very important. And, you know, this even started out as a hobby and will continue as a hobby. It's nice to get paid to do it, of course, and it's become a career, but, you know, I'd like to go above and beyond that which is just YouTube and Twitch, you know, gameplay content, right? Because it's fun to me, right? It's a big passion of mine, and I think, you know, it's important to pursue those types of things in life because you only get the one. It's best to make the most of it. And so, you know, with that said, I may have some future announcements, but again, I love having a YouTube channel. I love having a Twitch channel or a live stream channel in general. And you know, this all started out because I wanted to critique video games, make videos for developers to take a look at in order to better their games. And this was in a day and age when you could not make money on YouTube. This was before the partnership program was open to everyone, as it is now. Back in the day when videos were limited to 15 minutes. And so, you know, a lot has changed. And it's even funny these days, the video creation meta is generally to create things that are 10 minutes or less because, you know, people are impatient and they just want to consume content as quickly as possible. And it's a bit sad, if you ask me, because I remember how excited I got when I obtained my partnership, and all of a sudden I could make videos as long as I wanted to. And I remember making videos that were like 30 minutes to an hour long, and people loved it at the time. But nowadays it seems like if you're making a video that's longer than 5 to 10 minutes, then you're just doing it wrong, which is, again, it's a bummer that, you know, that's what's happened with this industry. But there's so much content out there now. There's so much on YouTube. Partnership is open to everyone. Everybody and their mother is trying to make a living on YouTube and Twitch, and it's good and bad, you know. There's obviously compromise in terms of standards on this platform. And the one thing that has to remain the same with whatever I do is having respect for standards, right? That's what it's all about. No matter what, whether it's voiceover, YouTube videos, live streams, whether it's news, reviews, first impressions, or just generic gameplay, there has to be a standard of quality. The audio has to be in check. The video has to be clean, crisp, as best as I can possibly make it, obviously within the confines of YouTube's restrictions, but with that, everything. So just know that this is fun to me, right? It is a job, but I love it. It's fun, and I don't want to get rid of it. I always want to be the guy that shares video games with you. We have a lot of similar interests. It's fun to share with the community, and hopefully that never stops being a thing. But of course, a lot of that comes down to your continued support, which, trust me, I never forget it. It's always beyond appreciated, and often not something that can be easily conveyed with the English language. Anyways, as we are nearing the end of the strafing run for today, I will be taking a look at Anthem this month and The Division 2 next month. But Anthem comes out on the 22nd for most everyone. That's the official launch. And then the 15th, if you have the Origin Premier Access, which I do not currently have, as I am not really interested in anything that EA is doing and haven't been for some time. But as a content creator, having a game as soon as possible is obviously of great value, and so I may pay for a month just to get my hands on Anthem this weekend. That way I can stream it or make a video for you guys so that you can make a purchasing decision. I know some of you have already said that you're just going to wait on my opinion of the game before making a purchase, and that's of course smart. You're going to want to take a look at some streams and videos from not just me but other people to make sure that the game is worth your money. But we'll see how it goes. I'm not really a huge fan of paying $15 on top of the full price, but it might be for a good cause in this case, if it helps you guys out. So the favor I will ask of you is to perhaps take a look at the join button down below. It will lead you to the $4.99 a month SideStrafe channel membership plan. Currently, it will provide you with a channel badge that will show up, I believe, in the comments, as well as live stream chats on YouTube. We've also got some emotes that you can use, and more can be added depending on how many members we get. And then after that, there's the perk, of course, early access to strafing runs. And I'm open to ideas as far as perks. I can change that one. I can add to them. Let me know in the comments below what you think would be a good idea for perks. But ultimately, it's about supporting the channel, and any amount of support that you provide is always appreciated. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. I'll see you on the next one.